Hello. We are going to do a little bit of 1.4 today, rewriting equations, also known as solving literal equations. Look at all them boxes I'm making. Alright, this is same thing as we were doing before. We're solving, but this time we're going to be solving things and there's still going to be a bunch of variables around. So, what we're talking about here, implicit versus explicit. Implicit means that, yeah, I could look at this and I could figure out what y is or I could figure out what x is, but it doesn't exactly tell me. Explicit means that it specifically says x equals the rest of the stuff or y equals all the rest of that stuff. So, implicit means it's there, but it's not really throwing it down. Explicit means everything is solved for over on one side and it says x equals or y equals or whichever variable it's going to be, usually y, when we're talking about things like this, because y equals mx plus b form is awesome. So this is the main use for it. Alright, so solving this equation, we want to solve for y. What I like to do is I like to circle my variable and think about moving other things. We always want to move our plus minus numbers first, so if we've got a plus x out here on the outside, we're going to subtract that 3x from both sides. One thing that's going to happen here is some kids are going to try and put this together and make this a 2 of some kind. No, do not go putting a normal number and an x number together. They are not like terms. Alright, so we got 5 minus 3x. It's okay. It doesn't have to be all super simple. And then we divide everything by our 2. Most of the time we're going to split that up and kind of look at this fraction here and then this fraction here. And there's our equation. Y equals the 5 halves minus the 3 halves x. If we are doing a y and solving for y, we're generally going to write it like this because that mimics our y equals mx plus b slope-intercept form that we are going to talk about here a little bit. But it's just kind of getting us used to doing this so that we can use that later on when we are doing those things. This is technically correct. I actually think it looks cooler, but it is not going to be the way that you're going to want to write your answers. Alright, so solving actual formulas in science, a lot of times you're going to be using a formula and maybe you know what the area needs to be, but we need to figure out what one of these lengths are going to be in order to make that area. In order to do those kinds of things, we solve for one of those particular letters. This one is asking us to solve for the B1. This is just like one of our proficiency questions. Those of us that are proficient might remember doing this one in class a little bit. So solving here, we want to move the 1/2 over, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of that. Got my 2a. Next, I'm going to want to divide by that h. If we divide both sides by h. Oh no, we distributed. Oh, she distributed first. I'm sorry. Distribute that h first. Then subtract this guy over to the other side. Then divide by the h. Bam. Then split it up into our two different fractions. And with the one on the right side, that h is going to cancel, and that's why we just have the b sub 2. Now, does this look like fun? No, this is not fun. This is very tedious and a lot of different mistakes you can make on what steps go first. So, here's the trick. We are going to be doing this. It's going to be multiple choice every time. We are not going to have you do one of these. It's not multiple choice. Always going to be multiple choice. So all we have to do is look for our opposites. We're going to circle the part that we are solving for, and everything else we are going to find the opposite of on the other side. So example 1 here. We are going to solve for C. Circle the C. I want to find the opposite of squaring and the opposite of multiplying by m. Well, the opposite of squaring is square rooting. Hey, there's two answers that have a square root. I'm going to eliminate these. Now, what's the opposite of multiplying by m? Well, it's not going to be multiply, it's going to be divide. So C is going to be our answer. It's got the square root, which is the opposite of the little 2, and the divide by m, which is the opposite of multiply. We look at what's not circled and we decide what is it doing to our C, the thing that we're solving for, and make sure we find one that is opposite. So here, we're going to find our answer for solving for R. So what's going on here? First thought, hey, it's got a square on it. Square root has got to be involved at some point, so these are both wrong. Now we look at other things going on here. Pi and h, what are the pi and the h doing to the r? They're multiplying. So on the other side, they have got to be dividing because that's our opposite. And our pi and our h are both on the bottom of the fraction, so both of these are dividing. So that takes care of the 2, the pi, and the h. The 3. Now remember, maybe I've told you this before, I'll tell you it again. The top number of a fraction is a multiply, the bottom of the number is a divide. So we're multiplying by 1 and we're dividing by 3. What is the opposite of divide? Multiply. Which one of these threes looks like it is multiplying and not dividing? Hopefully you're picking the one that's on top. Dividing down here is still a divide number. So C is out and A is our winner. Just looking for things that are opposites. Here's one of the ways they put that question on your semester exam. This one is a little bit trickier and we're not going to be able to just use the opposites trick. But we can use our solving skills and put some things together. So first off, I want to decide, can I make things simpler? 2x minus 6x, it's on the same side, so I'm going to use the same signs. 2x minus 6x makes negative 4x plus my 5y. 10x minus 8 plus y. We are solving for y. It says solve for y plus all our answers say y equals. So I'm going to want to leave my y over on this side. I'm going to move this one over so that I get all my y's together on the left. I'm also going to add 4x to the right side. That way it gets rid of my x's from the left. I get right here 4y's equals 10 and 4 make 14 x's, and that minus 8 is still hanging out. Last but not least, we need to divide by 4 in order to get y by itself. You can do one big fraction, or you can split it up and just divide each thing individually. Your call. 8 divided by 4 makes minus 2 at the end, and 14 over 4 doesn't divide evenly, but we can reduce it. 14 and 4 both have 2 in common, so let's cut them both in half. 7 over 2x. And hey, we've got a winner. Hey, look at that. This might be the shortest of all time. That's it. That's all we got for you. So we'll practice some more of these in class. Get a hang of it. All it is finding your opposites, except for this type of question. Good luck to you. Be safe. Make good choices. We're out.